Hello vegan adventurers, welcome to a second day in bad Gastein, Austria. Today is our first day of snowboarding. Even though it's pretty bad weather, it's quite cloudy. In the mountains must be really foggy, but we are only here for 3 days, so we are trying to make most of it. Alright, so where are we? Where are we?
Bad Gastein, somewhere in 2000 meters. I don't know.
Wanna go to church made of snow?
Wow, this church.
There's a church made of snow.
Go vegan, guys.
Go
If you go
vegan.
vegan, sun will start to shine out of nothing.
Can't see anything now.
Can you see my sunglasses? That's power of mind, bitch. Power of mind means like you put the sunglasses on and suddenly the whole world seems shiny.
You think this is the heaven?
Yeah, this is the heaven.
So here we are at the most top of the ski lift, and here we have a bridge where you can go to, and usually there's a pretty good view. You can even see the highest peak of Austria, the Großglockner. So even though it was really cloudy on the top, as we descended a little more down, we got some view and also some great snow powder for a free ride snowboarding. So skiing and snowboarding in these big centers is much more fun than in the small centers, because you go up much faster and to go down quite a long time, and you can choose from many routes around the hill instead of small lifts where you go down in like 5 minutes and always the same route, which is quite boring. So each time we got to the top, this one was 2251 meters. It was really cold, windy and snowy, so you had to get down really quickly. So here is a sign for a red route, which is more difficult than the blue ones, and the black ones are the hardest. So these chairlifts are really good because each time you go up you can talk to your family or friends instead of just going by yourself on the small lifts. So even though I was a snowboarding instructor in the past, I'm not really that passionate about snowboarding. As I said, if I don't go to the big skiing center, for me it's quite boring. And now I find alpine skiing much more interesting, where you have to go up the hill by yourself and you don't have to rely on the ski lift and pay lots of money for it. And one thing you have to be really careful about in these big skiing centers is that you don't get down to the other side of the hill just before the closing time, because if they close the lift, you're gonna find yourself stranded on the other side of the mountain. It can take a few hours with the car to get to you. Or if you don't have a phone, you're gonna be completely by yourself without money or anything, and your family won't know where you are. So in this case, it's better not to risk and go back to your original spot well before the closing time, or just stay with your friends and family. Fortunately, we managed to get up in the cabin one more time. But another thing is, you have to get down even before the closing time, because they're gonna put on the snow machines on the ski slope, and it can be quite dangerous.
Hey you, I saw you from the distance.
So here we're already up exploring this viewpoint around the restaurants, and as I said, normally you should see all the mountains around, even the highest one close Glotzkner. But now we only see the peaks that are close to here, which are also pretty high, around 2,500 meters.
Hey you, or am I wrong? And now I lose my own sight. My love is out of my mind. And you, I'm not more than a dream.
And here we are going through the bridge that we saw at the beginning. So it's quite interesting how Austrians put so much money into winter sports and leisure, but on the other hand, the ticket for this ski lift is quite expensive, so they all get it in return. So at the end of the day, it's a good business. And as we didn't know that we had to get down before the closing time, we decided to go up this viewpoint, but everybody else was already going down because it's dangerous to stay on the slope when the machines are going up. But we didn't know that we can't be on the slope anymore after 4 o'clock. We thought that there is a daylight until 5:30, so we thought we can be here. Here are cool binoculars. If you look through them, it shows you the name of the hill with the elevation.
Wandering slowly, that you are no more than a dream. Hey you.
So after we got back to the station with the restaurant, they told us to go down immediately because it's dangerous to be on the slope when the snow machines are doing the snow. I still don't understand why they're closing already at 4 o'clock when the sun was still shining and we had the daylight at least until 5:30.
It's true, you're all I want. You're all I
So I hope you enjoyed the first day of snowboarding in Austrian Alps, Bad Gastein. Stay tuned for tomorrow's adventure. Also with Sanya, we're gonna get much nicer weather than today. And for now, stay healthy and stay adventurous.